whether we like it or not, there are people in the world that consider human lives to be low value and to be commodities. There are even people that consider that about kids. And from the statistics I'm seeing, the number of people that do that, the number of people that think like that are really large. Before the internet, these people that would use humans as a product to sell to other humans would have to find the vulnerable people as their supply in order to fulfill the demand from their customers. And so they would go identify who is vulnerable, who is in a place where they can be taken advantage of. And they would have to do that in the real world one at a time. We have the classic trope of the creepy white van at the park or something. Well, that's no longer the case. So now on the internet, you can write software and use AI systems that will go find all their vulnerable people for you, contact them for you, initiate the conversation for you, and then bring you what in the business world is considered a lead, which it's a cold way to talk about this, but this is a business operation after all. Even though it's gross and evil, it is a business operation. And so it brings the supplier, the criminals, the leads of like, here is the person that is ready for you to go take or ready for you to go hurt, and then monetize that theft, monetize that pain, blackmail them or physically kidnap them, depending on the operation that we're talking about. And so it's very important as to whether we like it or not, this is the reality. The current reality today in August of 2025 is that all the biggest criminal organizations in the world seemingly are in the business now of dealing in human trade. There are vulnerable people, especially kids, on the internet waiting to be taken advantage of. Not waiting on purpose, but from the perspective of these criminals, waiting to be taken advantage of, ready to be taken advantage of. And so what can we do about that? The only answer is education. This right here, this video you're watching right now is education. This is starting to tickle into our brains of being aware of the risks that exist. I recommend that you show this video to your kids if they're mature enough to watch it. And I don't know about you, but a lot of times I underestimate how capable and ready kids are. A lot of parents tell me that they have their 7-year-olds watch my video on sextortion and that their 7-year-olds really get it. So if you think your kid is ready to hear this, I recommend that you show them this video. If you go on the internet and people contact you, it is just as likely that they're a real other kid or real other person who's there to have a chat, there to play a game, there to make a friend, or there to share a hobby. That is still a thing. That occurs all the time. That's one of the beautiful parts of the internet. It's one of the beautiful parts of connecting as humans globally. However, it's just also as likely that that person is literally intending harm. Because if they harm you, they can make money off of you. They can blackmail you or they can come kidnap you. And I'm not exaggerating. This happens all the time. It happens in first world countries. It happens in developing countries. Just recently, it happened in Arizona. There was a girl who didn't even have a phone. Went to her grandma's house, somehow got connected to the internet, was contacted by the Mexican cartel. They tricked her into thinking that they were a friend that was going to come pick her up in an Uber. She gave her address, her grandma's address. A car arrived at the address. She got in the car and they drove her to the border. Now, luckily, her mom found out that something was happening and was able to track her. And from what I understand, tracked her via a phone of some sort, even though she didn't have a phone, somehow tracked her. And the Border Patrol actually apprehended the girl and prevented the exchange. And according to the mom, the story is that the cartel people were on the Mexican side of the border asking for this girl by name in a truck that was known to be a cartel truck. And the car that drove her to the border was found abandoned later. These are signs of a sophisticated, highly funded operation with multiple individuals involved on the front end of the deal. So this is a big, big problem. That means that these people stole a car, covered their tracks, picked up the goods, AKA in this case, the little girl, the teenager, abandoned the car so that they didn't get caught, and then had a receiving party with multiple individuals on the other end. Which, by the way, now those people, their perspective is that they've been stolen from, and they know where this girl lives. So now her entire family's at risk. So it's extremely important to be aware of the reality. We must be educated and aware of these risks. We must let our kids know that if you are contacted by a stranger on the internet, there is a chance, a decent chance, that that person could be trying to hurt you. And so before you give your information, even so much as your real name, especially your address, where you go to school, the names of your siblings, the names of your friends, your parents, your animals, anything that can identify you personally, you are putting yourself and your family at great risk. And so before you do those things, you don't even have to tell the person on the other end, like, hey, I need to go get permission from my parents. Just go ask your parents, hey, this person wants to hang out with me. What should I do? Before you give personal information. So be careful out there, be safe, take advantage of the good parts of the internet, and avoid these dangerous and very evil criminals.